On today's episode of Veggies with the Slice of Life, we dive back into our conversation with vegan couple Dr. Nathaniel Stampley and Carolyn Stampley. So I would like to talk about Belize and what made you all decide to move to Belize. I know that both of you were born and raised in the South in the United States and spent a big bulk of your life in the Midwest, and raised 6 wonderful children, and you have grandchildren and a great grand at this point. And you've done a lot in ministry and other full careers, and now you're here in Belize. So can you just talk a little bit about when you moved, and why Belize, and why did you choose to live there?
Well, your dad, he was not researching, but he was looking at television or whatever, and Belize showed up, the country. And he began to look at it and he said, that's an interesting looking place. I had never heard of Belize, and then we did our research, we began to look at it, and then I saw HGTV. They were in Belize, beautiful properties and beautiful houses and stuff. And so I said, wow. And we had been to Africa so many times. Your dad had made 30 plus trips to Africa. And our purpose was to go and live in Africa. We were attracted to Ghana. But after we decided we wanted to go to Belize, we planned a trip. So on your father's birthday, his birthday present was to go to Belize. Okay, so we both went, and we got here. It blew our minds. This place was so much like Africa because we love Africa, but the beauty of the place it just caught our attention. The people are so friendly, so very friendly. The culture, everything about Belize just attracted our attention. So we made several trips, after that, just to make sure, is this really what we saw? Is there more to see? And each time we came, there was much more to see. We got a chance to experience more and more. And then we made our decision. Yeah, this is the place we want to retire to.
Roughly 4 years ago, Belize came into my spirit, just like, now it could have been, as your mom said, watching the TV, but I said, Belize, we going to Belize. Just like I told Medea that I'm an African. And we planned for my birthday to come to Belize. And that one visit was in June. That's during the hot season, and it's also known as the rainy season. And I said, this is the place. This is it. It reminds me of Ghana, reminds me of Uganda, reminds me of the Congo in terms of vegetation. The people, Belize may have 400,000 people maximum. The largest city, 55,000, Belize City. It has 6 provinces. So wherever you are assigned to in life, you should blossom. This place has truly welcomed us. It's our case, the dollar here is 2 to 1. Some there are things that I don't like. I don't like the poverty that I see here. So we do what we can by helping others, feeding every Saturday. This place gives us an opportunity to minister as well as to receive. This month, I will be like the rabbit in the brown patch. I have been invited to come into the juvenile as well as the adult prison system, and I'll be able to teach, to share, teach people. What we teach is good for everybody, whether you're black or white. There's only one motherland, and that's Africa. So in Belize, you have black people here, black prime minister. Blacks are no longer the majority, but blacks make up about 35%, maybe 40% of the population. The rest mainly Latinos and different other groups of. But
it is an English-speaking country.
English-speaking country. I can go on and on talking about it. We've only been here since this month makes 2 years that we've been in Belize, and hopefully this month, next month, we will get our permanent residency in Belize. But I can go on and on talking about Belize, but
That's great. So for those listening, I know we have a lot of retired people or those who are planning ahead, and it sounds crazy just to think you just got up and left. Like, was it what was it that easy? How has the transition been? And is there any advice that you would give to people who are considering moving to another country and a country like Belize, where maybe it's a little bit easier because they do speak English?
I say for Belize, come and visit. You can come as a U.S. citizen. You can spend up to 1 month with just a passport. They'll stamp a visa for 1 month. Beyond that, there's a fee you pay if you stay beyond the month. I knew that my assignment in Milwaukee had ended. I had been there since 1980 to 2018, so I just knew I had done what I was supposed to do. And so it was like we moved maybe faster than the average person would, but we do have some income. So I would say plan a visit. If you like to contact us, Malkia can direct you to us, and we can assist you. Overall, the people, they're welcoming. So we decided to move from Milwaukee, and we knew when we visited Belize, this would be the place. And who knows? Who knows 10 years from now, I may be going further south to South America. Who knows? But we're here on this stop in Belize. This is our home. And of course, we yet have U.S. citizenship. So some people got all kind of crazy. No, we're yet a citizen of the United States. Ghana is offering citizenship to Blacks throughout the diaspora. That's something that you, Chika, and I, we definitely want to look at that. That's the motherland. So Belize is nice, and I urge people to travel. Understand dual citizenship. It doesn't mean you abort one. Dual means two. I know people with multiple citizenship. It gives your children an advantage. It helps you access the global community. And so that's part of why we're here. I knew I had finished my assignment in Milwaukee, and mine may have a different twist to it.
You know what's so attractive about Belize? It's not so far from the United States.
That's it.
You can get from Miami to here is only
2 hour flight.
2 hour flight from Miami to here. Houston to here is
you can do 2.5 hour flight all direct.
Yeah. So it's not as bad as going to Africa where you have hours.
But also, Malkia, you can drive to Belize. And I know people that makes the journey from Milwaukee to Belize is about 3,000 miles. The same from New York to here. But of course, if you want to drive, you're going to come through Mexico, you need to know how to speak and know where to go and where not to go as you travel through, Mexico. But people drive to Belize.
And remember, Belize is not an island. It's part of the Caribbean, but it is part of the mainland.
Do you find that Belize is vegan friendly? And overall, how has your life changed since you've been in Belize?
Belize is vegan friendly. We have surrounded ourselves with people that we have discovered are vegans. So it makes life here very, very easy. And upon our new discovery, we met people in the restaurant business who are vegans. So we know a variety of restaurants along the Caribbean that are very open to, people coming to the restaurants, and the food is delicious. Cooked Caribbean style, vegan Caribbean food. You love it.
Yeah, there are restaurants here that's just like in Milwaukee and New York that you find that they're vegan restaurants. There are restaurants here that have a vegetarian/vegan menu on it.
Yes.
But there are restaurants here. Remember, Belize is one of the major port stops for the Carnival and other. They have cruise ships. They have at least 2 days minimum per week.
So then, considering you all's diet, can you share with us what a typical day looks like for you guys in terms of what you eat? What would you eat on a typical day?
That varies.
Well, yeah, it varies, but we try to include in each day comes cucumbers and tomatoes. We put some apple cider vinegar on that.
And a little bit of olive oil.
The olive oil. We do quinoa. Quinoa sometimes daily, or sometimes we'll switch off to millet. We eat beans, different types, red bean, black bean. Yesterday and today we made some akara. That's the West African patties made out of black-eyed peas. Some folks call it black-eyed beans. And you just blend it with onions and seasoning, and then you make them into little patties. So we do that. And different avocados. This is not the season, but here's one of our avocados that I picked up today. We do lots of bananas, couple bananas a day. But in terms of the food, there's a local green called callaloo. Yeah, callaloo green. It's similar to mustard green on the tender side like that. We do cabbage. Belize is just inundated with food. So those are just some of the okra. I'm almost about to forget my favorite dish. If I go a day, skip one day, the next day or the next several days, I'm eating okra. So I eat okra quite often, coconut water. But you learn as you drink and eat these things. Coconut water, if you drink a lot of coconut water, is good for you. But if you drink a lot of that coconut water, it have you going to the bathroom, urinating. So you learn. So you enjoy. We do a lot of lime. We've been introduced to what they call Jamaican lime. Jamaican lime looks like a it looks like an orange. Looks just like an orange. This is a sample of one. That's called Jamaican lime. But when you slice it, it's yellow, looks almost like a grapefruit. So it's called Jamaican lime.
It looks like an orange on the inside.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So those are just some of the foods that we eat. But there's so much squash, pumpkin. So we try to mix it up, and because it's here. Is all.
And we're discovering more and more plants that we weren't introduced to in the States that grow here that we can eat. So we eat 2 meals a day. We eat breakfast, then we eat early dinner or a late lunch, and then in the evenings we eat really, really light. Like I might eat some popcorn, popcorn that I pop myself and add sea salt to. Or something really, really light in the evenings, So we try to, eat light.
Yeah, like about another hour from now, we'll eat the last meal. We eat breakfast in the morning around about 7:30, thereabout, and then around about 1, 2, thereabout, we'll eat. And then
our last meal.
And then in the afternoon, I might eat a piece of fruit, maybe some watermelon, but here again, watermelon, don't eat it too late at night, because a lot of watermelon will also have you getting up through the night. It's doing what it's supposed to do, but you learn these things about your body. So we don't eat meals after, say, for example, 4 or 5 o'clock. Now, it has not always been that way. It's sometimes we'll be eating 7, 8 o'clock. But it's. So you learn that. As the older you get, you begin to look at what's best for your body.
So do you take any supplements? No.
Not at all.
Supplements.
No supplements.
And I heard you mentioned a lot of great foods, and I didn't hear potatoes, pasta, rice. bread, bagels, cereal, oatmeal, grits.
Well, interestingly, yesterday we had a box, so.
We had spaghetti yesterday, but
Yeah.
we had bought the spaghetti in the States, which is made out of quinoa.
Yeah, quinoa spaghetti.
Quinoa spaghetti that we
Okay.
couldn't find here. So we brought a box from the States here.
Yeah.
So we had spaghetti yesterday.
Yeah, but we've gotten away from bread. I grew up as a boy in Louisiana. If I didn't have bread with my meal, something is incomplete.
Oh, and I used to love toast every morning or cornbread with my dinner. Oh. When I talk about it, I kind of.
Yeah, so
I better not talk about it.
Yeah, oatmeal. If a person eats oatmeal occasionally, it's fine, but we may have eaten oatmeal once since we've been here 2 years.
Yeah, I think it was one.
I think once we did it. Grits, that was my favorite breakfast cereal. No grits. You learn, you know.
Yeah, we stay away from corn.
Yeah.
Except for I have not gotten rid of my popcorn, so I find pleasure in eating popcorn.
Baby
that's-
steps.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to those who are considering becoming vegan or who are new to a vegan lifestyle?
You know, to become a vegan, you have to do your research and make a commitment once you start. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And so whatever you determine that you're going to do, make it a part of your life, not just for temporary purposes. So for us, it's a lifestyle that we continue until, you know, the Lord calls us home.
Yeah, it's you are an extension of what you eat, or we are an extension of our socialization. So if you are, for example, introduced as a little kid to profanity, stealing stuff, and being deceitful, etc., then you're going to carry that out. Look at the way you feel. Look at the mood swings that you have. Look at health realities. Look at family traits and things that hereditary. And you begin to see that it's connected to our diet. You take Genesis 2, it talks about, I've given you every green yielding seed of the earth, and to you it shall be meat. So in other words, that's telling you that God's intent was to have a plant-based diet for you to live on. We have altered that, and you can see the results of that. So from a spiritual perspective, you begin to look at, my body is a temple. A temple is something that's sacred. There's no way you're going to get anyone, no matter how vain or vile they are, to walk into a church, smoking a cigarette, cursing someone out, or drinking liquor. Because you view that building as a temple. How much more if we began to look at, my body is a temple, sacred. I can't put anything in this body and then yet expect to rejoice. And that's what religion has done. Religion have you feeling good. Well, so does drugs. Drugs make you feel good, but there are consequences to that. So when I talk to folks about being a vegan, I tie in the spiritual component. You are a vessel of holiness. You are the representation of the true and the most high God. And so if you don't look at what you're eating, then you're going to have consequences. Now, am I saying I don't have ailments and I don't have sickness and things that may come against? No, I'm not saying that. But my body is strong at 68, and I'm shooting for 120. So if you're there to be 120, you'll be right at close to 100, right? And we live on. That's what it's all about. I used to say, if I were to backslide, and for those in the church, you understand that terminology, meaning those who revert back to a behavior that is contrary to the teachings. Now, if I were to do that, I'm in a place, Belize, where seafood was my biggest challenge of giving up. And I used to say, you know, if I were to backslide, it'll be in a place like Belize where I just go in and slip and eat some fish. But that's just being comical. I'm pleased with what I'm doing. I'm not deprived of anything. I'm yet discovering new dishes and things that we can eat. We discovered, the wife and I, just a simple stuff like we took some bananas and we froze them. We sliced them and froze them, and then you put them in a blender and you add a little strawberry. That's it. It's an ice cream. It becomes creamy just like ice cream. We gave it to about 21 members of our congregation. All meat eaters loved it. So part of our mission is if you enjoy something, then you introduce it to others. So I have no intention. I don't feel I'm deprived of anything. If anything, I'm gonna find out some greater sacrifice I can make to enhance this body.
Yeah, though I think the only thing that my weakness is, it's not so much the meat, but it's like chips, you know, something like that, you know, that will, you know, I'll eat occasionally. But outside of that, the flesh, I don't miss at all. I think it was one time I was around a group of people who were eating fried food, fried flesh of some kind, and the smell of it just made me nauseous almost, you know. And I said, wow, I used to eat that. But I enjoy being a vegan, and a lot of people ask me, you know, well, I'm 69, and someone asked me, and you're not on any medicine? You don't take any medicine? No, I'm not on any prescription medicine from the doctor. You know, I take no pills at all, nothing. And so I feel that I'm blessed in that way, and that was because of my lifestyle. And so that's why I want to continue, you know, being the way that I am. And if there are any other alternatives outside of just taking medicine, I will try it, you know.
But you know, Malkia, in addition to that, a lot of people in the U.S., they're stuck on supplements, all kind of course, the brown looking one means that it's natural, it's organic, but it's been what? It's been formulated. It's been put into a process. The more whole foods you eat and the more exercise that you engage in, you're in tune spiritually with God.
The life that you live is really unique to a lot of people and amazes a lot of people. And I believe that it will encourage and motivate a lot of people to just think outside of the box. Because we don't have to always follow the path that our school gives us or our families or whatever it is. And you both are a shining example of following the Spirit and being adventurous in your retirement years, and that it's beautiful to see. It's definitely an encouragement to me.
Thank you.
Well, life is it's a journey. We enjoy this moment. The future is what is not here. The past is what has already occurred. All you can have and control is the present, the now. Maximize it. Be vibrant. Let the energy come out. You get knocked down. Accept that for a teachable moment. Rise again. Spring up. Let's not talk about a great big God and you got, as black folks said, a T90, a small faith. Let that faith expand. Just keep growing. And I couldn't have asked for a better partner with your mother. Some people just talk it, but she is truly all that you see. She's naturally beautiful and indolent. And we're spending more time now than we ever, because in the U.S. we were busy running this way. Yeah. But this morning I went into town to pick up some things without your mom, but that's rare. Before I can start the car, she's already in the car. So
I got my purse.
So it's a great journey. Can't wait for you and GK to come down here and see what we have discovered.
And I want to encourage anybody who have an inkling of doing something different like we did. Don't be afraid. You know, that first step, that first attempt is your experience of something new. So don't be afraid to just venture out. Try it. You might like it.
Malkia, we love you. We salute you and what you're doing. We're proud of you.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, Mom and Dad. And thank you so much for sharing your story. I love you both.
Love you too.
Love you.
My parents are such an inspiration to me, and I know so many others. Their example just makes you want to do better and be better. Since they've been in Belize, in this new chapter of their lives, I have seen them host many friends and family, cooking for them and showing what life can be like without the everyday stress that we're used to having in the States. They have taken their mission of serving others to a whole nother level, serving on a weekly basis under-resourced communities, and they've continued their ministry in Belize. I appreciate their journey, and I hope it inspires you. Subscribe to Malkia Talks on YouTube, hit the notification button so you can see what we're doing next, and share with a friend. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.